All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We all know what a beautifully designed, polished customer-facing app looks like, right? But today, we're flipping the script. We're going to look behind that polished surface to uncover the hidden control systems that actually run the business. We're talking all about admin panels and internal tool architecture. But before we get into the nuts and bolts, I want you to pause for a second. Really think about it. What is literally the most dangerous part of your application? Take a guess. Where do the absolute biggest security vulnerabilities and operational risks truly hide in your software? Well, if you guessed the admin panel, you hit the nail on the head. A badly designed admin panel can actually be way more dangerous than the public application itself. And why is that? Because they're so often built in a rush, kind of slapped together carelessly as throwaway backend screens. Yet they hold the keys to the kingdom. They can change users, payments, content, permissions, the whole shebang. So today, we're going to fundamentally fix how we think about them. Okay, so here's our blueprint for today. First, we'll cover the hidden control system. Second, designing secure access. Third, core operational features. Fourth, managing high-risk workflows. And finally, architecture and strategy. Let's get to it. Starting off with part 1, the hidden control system, beyond the customer experience. So there's a huge difference in design philosophy here. Customer-facing products, they're designed for end users, totally focused on polish and keeping people engaged. Admin panels, on the other hand, are designed for internal operators. Their focus is entirely on high-risk control and pure operational efficiency. Imagine someone using the Uplatz learning platform complains about a missing course. If you don't have a good admin panel, your support team has to go tap engineering on the shoulder and ask them to manually check the database for payment statuses, webhook history, enrollments. I mean, that is incredibly slow and completely unscalable. Good internal tools eliminate that dependence on engineering and make your operations vastly faster. Let's move on to part 2, designing secure access, the foundation of trust. Since these admin operators basically have the keys to the castle, they absolutely need stronger authentication than your everyday users. Safeguards like single sign-on and multi-factor authentication, those are your non-negotiable first lines of defense. You also need much shorter session lifetimes and the ability to instantly revoke access the second an employee leaves the company. But I really want to emphasize this last point. No shared accounts. Seriously, if your entire support team uses the exact same admin login, accountability becomes literally impossible. You are never going to know who issued that random refund or who accidentally deleted that record. Which leads us perfectly into authorization and the principle of least privilege in action. Your access has to be completely granular. A support agent? Sure, they can view users, but they absolutely cannot issue refunds. A finance admin can issue those refunds, but they shouldn't be able to publish courses. You can't just hand out super admin access like candy. And the crucial takeaway here is that this authorization must be enforced on every single backend API endpoint. You cannot just hide a button on the front-end interface and pretend it's secure. The backend has to act as the bouncer every single time. Moving right along to part 3, core operational features, dashboards, and daily tools. So how do we give our teams the tools they actually need without opening up a massive can of worms when it comes to risk? Well, first off, we don't just dump all the data into one giant, overloaded dashboard. Different roles need different focus areas, because dashboards are supposed to convert operational data into safe action. They should be customized views. A finance dashboard doesn't need to show content review metrics, right? And a support dashboard shouldn't be bogged down with raw operational health data. On top of that, these metrics should be pre-computed. You definitely don't want a massive, heavy database query tanking your system every single time an admin opens their homepage. Keep it fast and keep it focused. Of course, admins eventually have to interact with the data, which brings us to CRUD operations. Create, read, update, and delete. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, hold your horses. I want to warn you, an admin panel is not just a glorified spreadsheet sitting on top of your database. It's a living operational interface that sits over complex business workflows. Think about it. If you delete a user, what actually happens to their payment history? What happens to their audit logs or their course progress? You have to build in strict safeguards like validation, permission checks, confirmation prompts. And honestly, always use soft deletes over hard deletes. Make the system ask, you're about to deactivate this user and they will lose access. Are you sure you want to continue? That one simple prompt can literally save a business. If you take absolutely nothing else away from this section, remember this. Your first priority should always be visibility before control. Rich, read-only views solve the vast majority of support cases. For instance, if a user complains about a missing certificate, a support agent usually just needs to check the completion status and maybe the notification delivery status. They do not need edit access to the main database just to solve that mystery. Building really good read-only tools drastically reduces the need to hand out dangerous edit permissions across your team. All right, part 4, managing high-risk workflows, safeguarding the core. I really want to anchor our entire architectural strategy on this one idea. Without audit logs, powerful admin actions become untraceable. Every single important action an admin takes must be recorded. Who did it? When did they do it? From where? What was the old value and what is the new value? Having tamper-resistant audit logs is absolutely critical for security, for compliance, and for simple internal accountability. If some crucial system setting mysteriously changes at 2 a.m., your audit log is literally the only thing that's going to tell you exactly what happened. Now let's talk about bulk actions. They're amazing for efficiency, but honestly, without the right safeguards, they are terrifying. Imagine you're trying to assign a new course to a handful of users, but you fumble a setting and accidentally assign it to 10,000 learners, instantly triggering 10,000 emails. Total nightmare, right? To stop that from happening, you need a preview before execution. You need a big, clear count of exactly how many records are going to be affected. You need a dry run mode, and because these operations are massive, they absolutely have to be processed in the background with a progress tracker. You can't have them running synchronously and just freezing up your browser. Power requires control. Another workflow that is super risky is user impersonation. This is when an admin logs in and sees the app exactly as the end user sees it, which is usually great for diagnosing a weird UI bug. But this requires extremely strict steps to pull off safely. First, you have to verify the admin's role. Then, force them to log a specific reason for the impersonation and start a dedicated audit session. You also need to plaster a massive, highly visible banner across the top of their screen so they don't forget they're currently impersonating someone else. And most importantly, you have to hard block sensitive actions. A support agent impersonating a user should absolutely never, ever be able to change that user's password or make a payment on their behalf. And finally, part 5, architecture and strategy, scaling the blueprint. So, there's this classic dilemma teams face. Do we build this from scratch, or do we buy an off-the-shelf platform? Custom admin panels give you total, uncompromised control, and they're really necessary for deep, high-risk business workflows. Think complex billing logic or intricate refund architectures. Internal tool platforms, on the other hand, offer incredibly fast development speeds for quick, low-risk CRUD operations. Honestly, the smartest strategy is usually a hybrid approach. Use those low-code internal tool platforms to spin up simple, low-risk operational tasks quickly, but take the time to custom build your highly critical, high-risk workflows. As we wrap up this blueprint, let's do a quick rapid fire of the most common architectural mistakes we see out there, giving literally everyone super admin access, operating with zero audit logs, building raw database editors that completely bypass your business rules, allowing synchronous bulk actions that end up crashing the whole system, and ignoring tenant isolation so an admin accidentally sees the wrong customer's data. All of these mistakes happen for one very simple reason. Teams just don't treat their admin panels as true production-grade infrastructure. They treat them like temporary, hacked-together scripts. So, I want to leave you with this final thought to take back to your team today. Look at your own internal tools and ask yourself honestly, is your admin panel a properly architected, highly secure control system, or is it an internal security disaster just waiting to happen? Your internal tools deserve the exact same engineering rigor as the shiny products you ship out to your customers. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I really hope this blueprint helps you go out and build safer, faster, and way more powerful control systems.